Main Street in Bowling Green.
It's very nice. It really is. It's a very nice place.
You'll be hard-pressed to find a more quaint and historic location in Virginia.
Bowling Green still has a small-town ambiance to it.
But the people living in this nearly 200-year-old landmark are lucky their home still stands.
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah, they'll remember it for a long, long time.
70 years ago, an uninvited guest arrives with no intention of leaving.
Well, the fire was intense because the wind was blowing so hard.
What the visitor does next nearly wipes this corner of Caroline County off the map.
When we got up there, I could not believe what I was seeing.
April 10th, 1955.
That's the date that the town burned.
Fire breaks out in a storage building downtown. Flames spread fast. Structures standing in the way don't stand a chance.
It was so surreal that you saw what was going on, but you couldn't believe it.
It is the afternoon of Easter Sunday.
The wind was blowing excessively, so it didn't take long for the wooden structures to catch on fire.
Joe Lanford remembers his brush with danger.
I had too much smoke and I had to leave. A couple of people had to drag me out of there, but it was so thick and it came all of a sudden.
I could tell at that time they were not going to stop this fire.
90-year-old Bernie Collins is playing baseball. The college student runs towards the fire and quickly regrets his decision.
But when that explosion went off and the fire went up, man, way up as high, boom, it was time that we left, and I left.
The fire is so intense, even the water tower burns.
Well, I just remember seeing a lot of mess. Oh, of course, it was sad.
Virginia Limbrick is riding in a car with her family when smoke on the horizon catches their attention.
And so my dad asked what was wrong. And they said, well, you can't get into town. The town is burning.
16 fire departments from as far away as Richmond pitch in. Despite the help, more than 24 homes and businesses are lost.
We heard noises, we heard fire trucks, we heard sirens, we heard all kinds of stuff. We could see the smoke, of course.
Craig Woodward was 5 years old the day his hometown catches fire.
People were running around. Some people, like this gentleman and some of these, they just didn't know what to do. It was crazy.
Flames chew up his father's appliance business.
His store was right there.
Craig Sr. is also fire chief and co-founder of the volunteer fire department.
I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know what we were going to do. I didn't know how we were going to recover from such a thing.
But everything else was ashes. I would say it was total devastation.
Ray Campbell, a Bowling Green historian and author, says it was an Easter miracle that no one was killed.
And there's no hope of saving this one. I mean, you can see the fire going right through it. There's no way in the world that thing's going to survive.
What makes this story even more remarkable?
Fire wipes out a major portion of business district in Bowling Green.
This was the second time Bowling Green burned down on the same date.
Town was destroyed by fire 55 years ago to the day, April 10, 1900.
125 years ago, fire swallows up downtown. In an eerie coincidence, the same calamity would fall upon the town half a century later.
Well, this is part of my heritage, part of what I grew up with, part of what I know, part of my history.
After both disasters, townsfolk rebuild. But every April 10th, some here hold their breath, for that is the date unruly guests leave disaster in their wake.
Think of how blessed we were to have so many people come together and to save what was saved in both of these fires. We're not cursed, we're blessed.
On one of them's date is 1938, and on the other one it's 1941.
To this day, Craig Woodward cherishes a charred relic found in the ruins of his father's business.
These are 4 nickels, and they just all melted together.
The mangled coins, evidence of what he witnessed in 1955.
This was just something to remember with and by, that you could hold on to.
Bowling Green, Virginia.
It was hot. It was very hot.
A small place with a long history of burning down and rising up from the ashes, not once, but twice.
It was devastating to the town, but the town it recovered. It came back. It didn't faze the people here. And I think that's worth remembering. Everybody should.
In Caroline County,
But they built it back, and they got Bowling Green going again.
I'm Greg McQuaid, CBS 6 News.